Doesn't have a strong end to the year on the Pro Tour.
Yeah, Joe Cullen on a current run of more than 70 consecutive appearances in European Tour events. So that's consecutive events that he's played in, and it's way more than anybody else. But the reason he's able to do that is because he doesn't have to play the qualifiers, because he's always in that top 16 on the Pro Tour at America, so he's always in the seeded positions. And he wants to come and play these. He wants to, because he sees it as a great way of earning money and ranking money.
We're talking about Joe dropping off the top 16 in the rolling order. He's had a very good year, though. He's had a couple of semi-finals in the European Tour, but he's been to a semi-final of the match play, a semi-final of the Grand Prix. Another thing, though, is he's not in the Grand Slam of darts. If he could win this event, that would save him all the drama of having to win the Europeans or a whole host of Pro Tours. And obviously, you don't want to go to the qualifiers.
145.
Lovely setup from Joe Cullen. 81 required for MVG just to hold his throw. It's got tricky. And he went double-double. He doesn't get the first one.
49.
So Joe Cullen, the setup shot, gives him 3 darts to break MVG.
Got to take these chances, Joe. Oh, that's a bit wild, the last dart. That was a big opportunity to break in the opening leg. He'd be disappointed, Joe. Played a really good leg, Cullen, to tee it up. He may get another go. And going well over to the right here.
No score.
And let off.
Joe, you require 10.
Cullen, 3 already for the leg. And he does get there. Yeah, it kind of went to his rightful owner, Dan, didn't it? Good start for Joe.
Yeah, well, his finishing yesterday against Aaron Monk made what could have been a tricky game a lot more straightforward. His mid-range finishing, there was nothing massive,
30.
but it was, 72 and 68 and 56. He's getting 1 or 2 darts at double. It was going almost all the time. All of his finishers were in that range. And he did it 6 times, won it 6-4. That sort of stuff, they're not flashy, they're not particularly exciting, but it wins you games if you keep on doing it. It's efficient darts, and he produced a lot of that against Aaron Monk yesterday. It was not efficient from MVG. If these two play like they did yesterday, Cullen should win it. Because Van Gerwen looked vulnerable.
If Cullen plays like he did for the majority of the Grand Prix last week, he should win it. He was the best player then going into the semi-final statistically. Just didn't happen for him, that semi-final. But he's got a good B and C game now, Joe. I think that's something he's added.
100.
Can scrap away in games. You talk about that clutch finishing against Aaron Monk. We saw it at the match play as well in games against Gerwen, Price and Darryl Gurney. And
84.
done well to sort of get ahead in this leg. He started with 30, Joe. He hasn't left a finish, but started slow. He's probably going to get 6 here 56. For a 2-leg lead.
Starting slowly, Michael Van Gerwen. I know we're only halfway through leg 2, but he's averaging 78. Just not numbers you associate with being next to MVG's
51.
name at any stage of a game.
He was similar, he's a bit high in this yesterday, but when he's this poor, you've got to make hay. Steve Lennon didn't yesterday. Everything was just kept on, well, it was all going against the throw, so it was technically no advantage. And he had opportunities where he could have been 4-1 up, and then he ramped up the pressure on Van Gerwen. Joe needs to do that here.
58. Michael, you require 108.
1 treble required. He's got it. But he's
92.
so far off the double. Who is this bloke
Joe,
in
you
green?
require
He doesn't look like
56.
Michael Van Gerwen in the opening couple of legs.
Cullen's got to take advantage. Double 18.
Game
Does.
on the second
Not
leg.
playing at his best, Joe Cullen, but so far so good. 2-0 he leads, backs up the breaker throw. Looking to set up a clash with Gabriel Clemens, and
93.
either player will fancy themselves on this half of the draw, and that's no disrespect to the players in it, because they are playing really well. Killington, Pietreczko coming next, Bunting and Van Dongen.
100.
Well, with Ross Smith's loss, whoever wins this game is the only seeded player in the top half of the draw left. Finally, Michael Van Gerwen. Is that a sign that he's getting back to his normal levels?
100.
Cullen could have got another 6 in there. They're all clustered in that right-hand corner.
58.
Done for what? He gives him a chance here. Ooh. Ooh, Joe Cullen.
140.
Well, it is a ton 40. He'll be a little bit frustrated in the end, but this could be a break opportunity for Joe Cullen again for a 3-0 lead on Michael Van Gerwen.
The way this game's gone, 72 is going to prove tricky if Joe doesn't get rid of the 1-2-1. Treble 17 to keep the shot alive. Treble 16 maybe.
44.
Setup.
Michael, you require 72.
How tricky is this then? Only get one dart at tops. That's all he needs in the end, and Michael Van Gerwen does have a first leg in this game. 15 darter, more like it from MVG. They have actually played in this tournament before, these
100.
two. It was in the 2018 version and the semi-finals. No surprise to see these two facing off in the latter stages of a European tour. Van Gerwen average 112 when it's 7-0.
Went on to beat James Wilson in the final. I remember, I think that was the year.
Well, it was, but the weird thing is, this is the first time these two have met this year. They played 10 times last year, I think it was in total.
Did help them both in the Premier League.
It did, of course, met in the final.
With that new, and the group phase as well, with that new format, you're going to come across each other. And you get phases where you always play someone and you don't play them for a while. But it's never a game where Cullen doesn't believe he can win. There's no one he doesn't believe he can win. But there are signs. Well, the pair of them are ramping it up now. Joe's average creeping up to 95. Michael's up towards 91.
$56. Michael, you require 140.
68 could be awkward. May only be one dart at a double.
Well, these were the finishers that he was taking out regularly against Aaron Monk, and he needs to keep doing that here.
100. Joey requires 68.
Now then, yeah, 17. Bullseye, but he did pin this ball a couple of times against Aaron. Not 23. On this occasion.
Michael, you require 40.
None of those darts are anywhere near their intended targets. Very scrappy visit. And Michael Van Gerwen has levelled this game at 2 apiece. And Joe Cullen has got some thinking to do, because he knows Van Gerwen has been vulnerable in the opening few legs of this, and it's on throw. Has he already missed the best chance of winning 60. This game by not being 3-1 or maybe even 4-0 up?
Yeah, definitely disappointed not to be 3-1 up.
93.
But it's still on throw. He'll back himself to find an opportunity against the darts of Michael Van Gerwen, will Joe, but he's just got to take care 58. Of things on his throw in the meantime. Opening already here in this leg. Van Gerwen, 6 darts out of treble.
140.
Two players very familiar with each other. Like you said, first meeting of the year.
100.
And Michael Van Gerwen, after finding no trebles in the first 6, elects to switch down the board, and it proves a fruitful switch.
92.
Just 56. Hard work for Van Gerwen. Hard work for both of them, to be honest, but more so for MVG.
He's going to find it all. He's good dart. Sensible switch as well. It was blocked, it was loose. It's a really good dart from Cullen. Michael Van Gerwen got a good view of a 156 from Chris Dobie last week.
42.
It was the clinching shot that eliminated him from the Grand Prix.
Double 11 is there. Lovely stuff. That's more like the Joe Cullen we saw yesterday against Aaron Monk, and he has got that break back. Now can the rock star stretch his legs? Again, 2 trebles and then unable to find the maximum. And it's unlike Cullen, who is a big 180 hitter.
That's max number 3 for Van Gerwen. Cullen will just want to get that daylight back, the 2-leg lead. Good last one. That's just what this game's really been like. There's been some brilliant shots as good covering from Michael Van Gerwen. It's been a bit wild. Perfect first dart.
123.
Just enough to get down to a finish. Van Gerwen should get to a better one, though, on Cullen's darts. Thought he might look at the bullseye there. 25 to leave a 2-darter.
64.
Took the gamble, didn't pay off.
Sorry, Dan, we've seen this already from Gabriel Clemens. Didn't need to get it. Joe needs to. So that's. Yeah, he's going to have a look now.
42.
Can't rescue the last hour. Won't be thrilled with that setup. Van Gerwen to level up again. Double 16. And does level up. 12 dart leg. Good response from Michael.
Well, it's taken a little while for him to move through the gears, but the last 3 legs have been good from these two. 13 darter, 14 darter, 12 darter. Step up in quality from the opening 3 legs.
$59.
Van Gerwen, a 3-time winner of this particular event. Just the 1 Euro Tour title to his name this year.
134.
That's the dart Joe likes to work on. He's done it okay there. You're not confident either player will hold throw. It's tight affair.
59.
Average is pretty similar. Finishing stats exactly the same. There's not a lot between him. You make Van Gerwen favourite solely because he won the ball in the back room and he's got the advantage of throwing first. But it's not as clean cut as someone's going to run away with it with holding throw.
56.
Illustrated by that visit there.
$57.
Shaker there from Cullen. You can see that Van Gerwen is there to be had. He's there for the taking, a bit like he was against Steve Lennon, and Lennon couldn't do the job, and
51.
Cullen he's in the game, certainly. He's got a good chance, but if he'd played like he did yesterday, he's probably well clear in this match.
He's still got a chance now.
100.
May only be a dart at the bullseye if Michael
141.
can't take out the 1-4-1. Cullen's had opportunities in every leg. Not necessarily to go at a double, but there's been opportunities.
98. Joe, you require 89.
It's another opportunity. Double 16. Opportunity taken. 4 legs on the spin have been won against the darts. And the pendulum is swinging back and forth, and Joe Cullen just wants to stop it right now because it's in his favour.
Yeah, you make a good point there, Dan. He just wants to get this daylight. You've seen there's no celebration from Joe there because he knows the game has got no real structure. He's just going back and forth, stop, start. It was a good dart, the double A, but back comes Van Gerwen again. And there he is. He started the last leg that Joe threw first on with the max and broke straight back, and he's done the same here. But will it lead to another break?
100.
Four perfect darts to start the leg.
100.
Joe yet to hit a max, yeah, he could do one here. It's the only visit would have left him a finish.
59.
Well, 3 big trebles. He's getting annoyed, Joe, because he knows, like you said, Dan, Michael Van Gerwen is there for the taking.
Does he need to fill this up? Well, he has done for the first time in this game. Joe Cullen gets him right back in this leg.
Did need to fill it up, and he's going to get a go at the 105. 1 ton plus finish in the match so far, and that was from Michael Van Gerwen, a 102. This is big. It's a dart for 5-3, and you can see Joe just steady himself. Doesn't want to rush. Huge moment, and it's just the wrong side of the wire. The same double that broke his heart in the Premier League finally is Michael Van Gerwen's. A good effort. But Van Gerwen again breaks straight back. 2 holds a throw in the 8 legs. We're back at 4 apiece.
Well, Van Gerwen, his last 3 legs he's won have all been against the darts. He's won them in 13, 12 and 13 darts. They're 3 brilliant legs, but every time the Van Gerwen motor splutters into life, it is immediately died in the next leg. It's the same for both players. If they can just put 2 good legs together, they can have this game won, but they've not really been able to do that all game, apart from that 3rd and 4th leg from MVG.
134. 60.
A bit of daylight now for Michael on his darts, and Joe hasn't let him have that. Well, neither players really gave anyone a leg off. It may be a case
80.
Van Gerwen is going to lead for the first time in the match.
Does he go for it? He does, and he pins it, and MVG with a 170 finish leads for the first time in this game. He has looked vulnerable, he has been off it, and Joe Cullen hasn't taken full advantage, and it might be too late now.
Yeah, in the blink of an eye, that leg. Joe needs to dig deep here.
55.
Opportunity already. Joe started slowly, but Michael hasn't pounced. Not out of this yet, Joe Cullen.
Van Gerwen's winning legs have been fantastic, but there's been an awful lot of average stuff in there, which is why he's averaging mid-90s, which is still decent, of course. But he's got a
45.
tournament average right now of 92 over nearly 2 full games, and that is not the Michael Van Gerwen that we expect to see on the Euro Tour. But nobody's been able to put him away.
121.
Joe Nappy's unlucky there. That was just an unfortunate deflection. Not a great deal he could do about that, but he got a 2-treble visit, and it just gives himself a bit of a lead. But it's just been dented there with the second 171 of the match for Van Gerwen. Cullen's just got to say to himself, get this leg, and then try and produce a big leg in the decider. Make Michael Van Gerwen throw it out. Don't gift wrap it here to him.
60.
He got the bare minimum there of 60 points to leave the 170 again. And he is going to get a look at it. Now, Michael Van Gerwen, if he wins with back-to-back 170 finishes in the last 2 legs to take it 6-4.
100.
Even MVG hasn't done that before in the Euro Tour. Can he do it here? No, he can't.
Cullen was on, has seen a 170 going against him today and a 161 yesterday from Aaron Monk. Found a way yesterday. Is he going to find a way today? Well, he's found a way to force a deciding leg. It's Michael Van Gerwen who throws first. But Cullen keeps his hopes alive.
Well, it's been a Jekyll and Hyde performance from Michael Van Gerwen.
100.
Some legs brilliant, some legs very average. Which one is it in the final leg of the match?
Needed that, Joe. Still slender advantage Van Gerwen. Until he finds a 2-treble visit, Joe will fancy it.
81.
Cullen, 2 trebles here. We'll just ask a little question of Michael.
60.
Dry, and you can see the anguish on Cullen's face. He knows he needed minimum 1 treble.
Whoever loses this game will be so frustrated. At the minute, it looks like Cullen's going to lose it. And it's looking more and more likely by the dart. It's another troubleless visit, and Michael Van Gerwen is being given an easy ride in this last leg.
And here comes the setter, big 20. And Cullen way back, and he probably knows his race is run here. He's dug in deep, hasn't been at his fluent best. But Michael Van Gerwen's found that little bit of quality in the decider. 3 match darts incoming.
Cullen on a bogey number. All the time in the world for Michael Van Gerwen to seal this, which he does on double top. Michael Van Gerwen is still in the hunt for a 4th German Darts Championship title, and you can see the frustration all over Joe Cullen's face. He had his chances, he didn't take enough of them early, and he allowed Van Gerwen to get the motor running. A 170 finish in there, and MVG is in the quarterfinals as he kicks Cullen out of the tournament.